In a film brimming with intrigue and tension, the story kicks off with a man scribbling numbers on electric poles, his parched throat begging for relief. His water supply had run dry, so he stumbles to a nearby house, a cow tethered nearby providing a rustic backdrop. He knocks on the door, his impatient raps echoing through the stillness, only to be met by a young girl peeking from within. Amidst the knocking, a woman's shrill cries pierce the air, and a mysterious figure moves toward the gate. The scene then shifts to Anuja Rao, a city-dwelling teacher grappling with the complexities of her life and her relationships. Anuja lives apart from her beloved Pawar, her heart torn between the bustling city and the quiet village. Her fiancé, Vaibhav, insists she return to the village, abandoning her teaching dreams to keep him company. But Anuja, driven by her passion for education, remains resolute, causing friction between them. Her stubbornness results in an icy silence as she goes to bed, unresolved and unspoken. The next morning, Anuja arrives at school only to face her father's disappointment for not yielding to Vaibhav's demands. Undeterred, she dives into her work, encountering Amol Joshi, a fellow teacher who tries hard to impress her. But Anuja sees through his charms and stays focused on her duties. After classes, the principal assigns Anuja and Amol to conduct a census. But Anuja, feeling uncomfortable with Amol's presence, voices her concerns. Neha, another teacher, steps in to accompany Anuja, and together they set out on their task. Their journey leads them to the very house from the film's opening, a place now shrouded in eerie mystery. Anuja, undeterred by Neha's warnings about the house's oddities, approaches it with determination. The door is opened by Prerna, a woman whose disjointed speech and unsettling demeanor hint at her fragile mental state. Adding to the strangeness, Prerna, visibly pregnant, shares that her children die shortly after birth, a chilling revelation that leaves Anuja and Neha stunned. Inside the house, they meet Leela, who speaks with unsettling detachment, and Bola, the house's servant, whose lustful gaze sends shivers down their spines. The unsettling atmosphere compels Anuja and Neha to leave, but not before taking a photograph of the house. Back at school, Neha's brother, Naru, arrives in a state of agitation, concerned for his sister. Neha shares their unnerving encounter, and they return to their own homes, but the night reveals more sinister developments. Anuja is haunted by Purna's peculiar behavior and the marks on her neck. Determined to uncover the truth, Anuja persuades Neha to revisit the house. Their return proves disastrous. Bola, now revealed as a dangerous psycho, ushers them inside, where they encounter Leela and Ghanshyam, a man on a 5-year silence fast. The family's strange behavior continues to unsettle Anuja and Neha. The evening takes a dark turn as rain traps them in the house. The atmosphere grows increasingly menacing as they are forced to stay for dinner, during which Leela confirms that the family's cow, Ganga, has been fed, a ritual that must precede their meal. The night drags on, and Prerna's bizarre eating habits further alarm Anuja and Neha. Despite their fear, they decide to leave in the morning to avoid further trouble with Naru, who might be angry about Neha staying out. However, Bola overhears their plans and informs Ghanshyam, who, with a twisted sense of justice, decides to act. He takes drastic measures to ensure their capture. As dawn breaks, Anuja and Neha attempt to leave, but are thwarted by Ghanshyam, who chases them down. Their scooter gets stuck, and they are captured, with Leela rejoicing in their misfortune. Bola confines them to a room where their cries for help fall on deaf ears. Bola's cruelty escalates as he burns Neha with hot water, and the situation grows dire. Meanwhile, Vaibhav and Naru confront each other, accusing Anuja of ruining Neha's life. Their argument is cut short by Anuja's landlord, who intervenes and disperses them. Back in the house, Anuja discovers that Purna had once lived in their room, her presence a ghostly reminder of Ghanshyam's brutality. In a fit of rage and despair, Anuja attacks Bola and Ghanshyam, revealing their true nature. Purna's tragic fate comes to light, exposing the depth of Ghanshyam's malevolence. The climax of this dark tale sees Anuja's final confrontation with Ghanshyam. As the confrontation unfolds on the rooftop, Neha faces Leela, who is unmasked as Purna's grandmother and an accomplice in the horrors inflicted upon Purna. Anuja, driven by vengeance and the desire to free Neha, takes decisive action. Ghanshyam's end is gruesome, and his final cries for his deceased mother add a chilling touch to the narrative. The film's conclusion is a somber reflection on the darkness that lurks behind closed doors. The narrative concludes with a stark reminder of the real-world horrors that inspired the story, emphasizing the urgent need to address and report such heinous acts. Welcome Home is not just a film, it's a harrowing journey through human cruelty and resilience, a tale of survival amidst the most unspeakable horrors, and a stark commentary on society's darkest corners.